At the end of August, CLIA set out to bring the cruise industry into line with the Australian government's 4-phase transition plan by announcing its own 4-phase plan. In this video, we'll take a look and see what that might mean for the future of cruising from Australia. I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. Months ago, the Australian government released its 4-phase plan to release Australia from its ongoing cycle of lockdowns. The plan was initially met with criticism as there was no indication given as to when the nation would progress through each step. It was ambiguous to say the least. More recently though, in conjunction with expert medical advice, more detail was released publicly that tied the rate of vaccination to progression through the 4 stages of freedom. The main problem, however, was that the cruise industry was never specifically mentioned in any of these plans. Enter CLIA. The Cruise Line International Association Australasia has been championing the industry for the past 18 months. They have been in charge of countless campaigns designed to reignite the discussion around the cruising industry's return to Australia. They also spearheaded the well-received Ready Set Sail campaign and helped amplify the voices of thousands of everyday Australians that want cruising back. Not one to rest on their laurels, CLIA has taken matters into their own hands and designed a 4-phase plan that puts cruising back into focus. Each phase of the CLIA plan aligns with the federal government's plan. Progression through each stage is still triggered by achieving the requisite vaccination targets. Phase A is where Australia currently sits, the period before any significant vaccination milestone is achieved. During this period, CLIA is calling for comprehensive planning and discussion around the return of domestic cruising operations. These include setting specific requirements for vaccinations, testing, onboard prevention, monitoring, reporting, isolation, contact tracing and response plans. Phase B, triggered by a 70% rate of vaccination, looks to have domestic operations up and running with only local ports of call or no ports of call. Coupled with extensive health protocols, these local sailings would be for Australian residents only and would provide the building blocks for future expanded operations. Phase C, triggered by an 80% rate of vaccination, looks to expand domestic operations into Australia's close regional neighbours through various bubble arrangements like with New Zealand. This period of time would also be used to consult with government about future approvals for expanded operations and the introduction of vaccinated passengers from overseas. The final phase, D, is known as the post-vaccination phase. During this stage, domestic and regional cruises would be ongoing and international voyages would recommence. Ships arriving from overseas with vaccinated passengers would be allowed to dock. Phase D is about as normal as we could possibly imagine, going back to the days before COVID was a daily topic of discussion. Whether you agree with the proposed framework or not, CLIA's efforts to continue to put the cruise industry back into focus are to be admired. Our elected representatives have so far continued to ignore the industry and the 18,000 people who are reliant on it for jobs. Despite that, I am definitely excited that there is a detectable change in tone from cruise line executives who are excited about an imminent return to operations. Cautiously and optimistically, I do think that domestic operations are finally within sight. Let me know what you think about CLIA's proposed framework in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. If you are looking to book a cruise for 2022 and beyond, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at thecruiseandtravelguy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. At the end of August, CLIA set out to bring the cruise industry into line with Australia's national roadmap, government's 4-phase transition plan by announcing its own 4-phase plan. At the end of August, CLIA set out to bring the cruise industry into line with the Australian government's 4-phase transition plan. Months ago, the Australian government detailed its 4-phase plan to release Australia from They have been in charge of countless campaigns to reignite and designed a 4-phase plan that, not one to rest on their laurels, CLIA has taken matters and designed a 4-phase roadmap that puts